Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where the more obscure your knowledge, the better your chances of winning. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Wayne, and this is my partner Matt, and we're from London.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Hayley. This is my husband Terry, and we're from the Rhondda Valleys in South Wales.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Leslie from Tiverton in Devon, and my friend Julia from Abbots Langley in Hertfordshire. And
finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Linda. This is my friend and colleague Andrea, and we're from Cheshire.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce, a runaway train whose next stop is knowledge via Bristol Temple Meads. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. If you're a runaway train, you don't have a next stop, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, that's where you come off the rails, my friend.
Oh, OK. Some days I feel more like a runaway rail replacement bus service. You know what I mean? Some of those days when you wake up. Oh. Now, we've got a nice little jackpot building up, haven't we?
We have. It's not so little.
No, it still hasn't been won. And we've got two returning pairs from last time, Andrew and Linda, who got all the way through to the head-to-head, did very well, so they're going to be tough to beat. And Matt and Wayne, who were knocked out in the first round, I think we're going to see more of them this time. Leslie and Julia look like trouble to me. You know, sometimes we have to discipline people for cheating and all sorts of stuff. And also some foul language sometimes we have. Yeah, I know. So there'll be none of that, OK? I'm absolutely keeping my eye on you.
Well said.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, every question on Pointless has been asked to 100 people before the show. Today's contestants are searching for a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time we find one of those, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Terence and Mike, as you'll have gathered, did not win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £9,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, the pair with the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. And also, do remember there is to be no conferring during the round. Our first category today is words. It's a words round. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many three-letter words that can be made from the letters A, B, C, D, E, F and G as they could. Three-letter words made from the letters A, B, C, D, E, F or G. Richard.
Yes, we're looking for any three-letter word that has its own entry in the Oxford Dictionary of English, please, that is made up of any of those letters. You can repeat letters, but it has to just be those letters, please. There's about 30-odd three-letter words in the English language using those letters. As always, no proper nouns, no hyphenated words, anything like that. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Matt and Wayne, you all drew lots before the show, and today you're going to go first. Now, remind us what you do, Matt.
I'm an administrator for a charity in London.
That's right, for the Leverhulme Trust. That's right. Now, remind me, what does the Leverhulme Trust do?
We give grants to academics and universities.
That's right.
For research.
OK. Now, do you enjoy words rounds when you're watching Pointless?
Not really.
No. OK,
so I think I can do this, so...
OK, very good. Well, yeah, it seems on the face of it to be quite a nice, simple one. But there are going to be degrees of rightness, I suspect.
I hope so. Hopefully, I've got this right. And say fad.
Fad. A fad, says Matt. Let's see if fad is right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said fad. It's right. 49. We'll discover how good a score that is as the round progresses, but I think that's probably not a bad score. 49 for fad.
Especially from that first podium as well. It's much less thinking time. Yeah, it's a brief fashion, usually a short-lived fashion, a fad. Thanks
very much indeed, Richard. Hayley, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you come from Tonypandy.
I do.
Oh, is that how you say Tonypandy?
Tonypandy.
Tonypandy. I knew I'd have got that wrong. What do you do, Hayley?
I'm a town planner.
In Tonypandy?
No, in Barry.
In Barry? Can I congratulate... What a great job you've done. I think you planned that beautifully.
Thank you.
Barry now, of course, I imagine after Gavin and Stacey, must have a whole new industry.
Exactly, yeah.
People must
very popular.
come in their thousands.
Oh, the tourists, unbelievable, yeah.
Very good. And what do you like getting up to in your spare time, Hayley?
I like cleaning I love cleaning.
Do you? What's your
Much to
favourite?
Terry's
What's your
annoyance.
favourite bit of cleaning?
Ironing.
Ironing.
Oh, I could have a good day just ironing away with the music on, relaxing.
That's amazing. Well, just the satisfaction of a big bundle of clothes turning into something
just
neat.
carry on, thinking about nothing, relax, enjoying myself.
Do you watch Pointless when you're ironing?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever found yourself leaving a sort of iron-shaped mark on one of Terry's shirts?
And anticipating the answer, waiting, hoping I'm right.
How good are you on words rounds?
Not great.
What are you going to go for, Hayley?
I'm going to go for cab.
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 Cab, says Hayley. OK, well, Fad scored 49. Let's see what Cab scores. Well, it's right, obviously. Oh, 72. 72. That is quite a high score.
Yeah, sorry, Hayley. A cab is what's waiting outside for the team with the biggest score in this round. It's
Now then, Leslie.
Hello.
A warm welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here from Tiverton.
Yes.
And what do you do with yourself in Tiverton, Leslie?
Well, amateur dramatics, walking, Mid Devon Messenger, which is a talking newspaper for the blind.
So you go around and tell people what's up?
Every week, there are 8 teams of 4 people.
Yeah.
And on a Tuesday night, we record an hour's news from our local papers, and then the next day it's put onto memory sticks, and it's sent out to about 80 people in the Tiverton area.
That's such a brilliant idea. Oh, well, good for you. Now then, Leslie, what are you going to go for? There are your 7 letters you can make 3-letter words from. I reckon you might have quite a good one.
I'm going to go for gab.
That's the one I was going to go for.
Really?
Yeah. I have got one other stashed away, but gab is the one I'd have gone for. Excellent choice, if I may say, Leslie. Probably a winning one. Let's find out how many of our 100 people said gab. Well, our high score is 72, our low 49. You passed both of those. Gab, 35. Very well done, Leslie.
to talk at length, to gab, as in the gift of the gab.
Thank you very much. Richard. Andrea.
Hello.
Welcome back. Now, last time, head-to-head.
Yes.
What happened?
Potatoes cropped up instantly. Yeah, we went out on a question on potato
It was
varieties.
really hard.
Yes.
Potato anagrams.
Yes.
Everyone else could see them. I couldn't. I could only see the one you went for, in fact. Now then, we're looking for any three-letter word that can be made from A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. What are you going to go for?
I think I will go for ebb, E-double-B.
E-double-B, ebb, says Andrea. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said ebb. It's right. 35, our low score so far. Oh, and you passed that. And how? Look at that. F3. There we are. Very well done, Andrea.
Well played, Andrea. That's a low ebb, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. In a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 3, the best score of that pass by a country mile. Very well done indeed, Andrea. Linda, that's set you up pretty strongly, I'd say, for the next pass. Then we travel up to 35, where we find Leslie and Julia. Up to 49, Matt and Wayne. Then 72, Hayley. So Terry, we need a low score. A low score. You've got a little bit of time to think about it. So, yes, let's see something decent from you, and let's hope it's enough to keep you in the game. Best of luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, now then, Linda, welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome back. Now, you have worked with Andrea for 12 years, is it?
Yes, yeah.
Whose idea was it to come on the show?
It was a joint effort. We happened to be talking about Pointless in the canteen, and then there was a kind of joint, I love Pointless moment, and it sort of escalated from there.
I see. So, Linda, there we are. 3-letter words. 3-letter words containing these letters.
I'm going to go for gag.
Gag, says Linda. Gag. OK, well, the high scorers on 72 are Terry and Hayley. That means you need to score 68 or less, and there's your red line. Let's see how many people said gag. Very well done, you're through. 13. Takes your total up to 16. Very well done.
It's very well played, isn't it? Yeah. A joke or a piece of cloth to put over someone's mouth to stop them speaking.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Julia, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. And what do you do with yourself, Julia, up in
Well,
Hertfordshire?
I'm retired.
What did you do?
I used to work with books. And before that, I worked for a very well-known photographic company.
And how do you and Leslie know each other?
Well, we know each other through amateur dramatics of that well-known photographic company.
Oh, so the well-known photographic company
yes.
laid on its own dramatics?
Yes, we had our own theatre.
Oh, very good.
Wonderful.
So you worked together there and you joined the amateur dramatics?
Yes.
And we met our husbands there as well.
Goodness.
Yes, we did.
Oh, wonderful. Now, Julia,
Yes.
we want a nice low-scoring three-letter word made of
Yes.
one of these letters. Some of these letters, I should say, not just one.
I'm going to say ACE, A-C-E.
Ace, says Julia. Ace. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. There's your red line. Get below that. You're in round 2. It's right. 39. I think that's going to be all right. 39 takes your total up to 74.
Well played, Julia. Very good answer. Puts a lot of pressure on Terry now, though, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Yeah. So, yes, Terry. Terry. Now, what do you do in Tonopandi?
I'm a community nurse.
And how long have you and Hayley known each other?
Good question.
12 years?
12 years?
12 years. Yeah. Was it love at first sight, Terry?
For me, yes. I did all the chasing.
Took a bit longer for me, but once I got there, I fell, and that was it.
Oh, that's nice. Very good. Now, Terry, there you are on 72. The high scorers are Julia and Leslie on 74. If you can find an answer that scores 1, you're home and dry. What do you reckon?
And I take a shot in the dark. Ghee.
How are you going to spell that?
I think it's clarified butter. I think it's G-E-A.
G-E-A.
Yeah.
OK, ghee, says Terry. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. You see that sort of red colour at the very bottom of the column there? That's your line. Terry, get below that. And you are in round 2. Let's see. I mean, if anything's going to get you down, that's going to be a word like ghee. It just has to be correct. Is it? Oh, bad luck, Terry. I see what you were... I mean, you didn't have much choice there. You had to go for something really obscure, but I'm afraid that was just too obscure. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. Takes your total to 172.
Yeah, ghee is G-H-E-E, I'm afraid, which fails on 2 counts.
Okay. Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Wayne. Hello. Wayne, hey, listen, I've got good news. You're in round 2. Hey. Whatever happens, you are in round 2. You won't overtake the high score of Terry and Hayley. Welcome back. Welcome back. So remind us what you do, Wayne.
I'm a manager at a media company.
What sort of media is it?
I read newspapers all night, is basically what I do.
And the idea is any story you think, oh, that's good, I'll make a note of that.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything that might be of interest to any of our clients, we sort of send it their way.
So like a sort of clippings thing,
yeah,
really,
to save
basically.
them going through all the papers themselves.
And do you enjoy that?
Yes, of course I do. I'm on national TV. I love my job.
No, but I mean, that's a lot of newspapers you have to read. And do you have a set order you read them in? Or
Yes,
I
start with The Guardian.
And so how far down before you come to the Tablet? The Hertfordshire Mercury, the Hexham Courant.
Well,
I mean, they all have to be read.
I work the night shift, so the day shift deal with the regional newspapers.
I see. OK. Now, there you are on 49. You're already through, but let's have a nice low score. Let's see if you can get a lower score even than Matt.
OK. Well, I think I'm going to go for CAD.
CAD, says Wayne. CAD. No red line. You're already through. Let's see how many of our 100 people said CAD. .46. Lower than that.
That's all that matters.
Takes your total up to 95. Well done, Wayne.
It's a man who behaves dishonourably, especially towards a woman, a cad. Now, there's no pointless answers at all. As I say, there's 30-odd words. There's no pointless answers. Terry needed to score 1 point, and there's 2 answers that would have scored 1 point. The words F, E-F-F, and D, D-E-E, would both have scored 1 point each. Deaf, which is slang for something which is excellent, as in that was a deaf round, I'm sure you'd agree.
Yeah.
Would have scored you 2 points. Also would have got 2 points for Arga, A-G-A. Not the range, the title. Arga, you can spell that with a little A. There's a few other small scorers. dag, which we often hear in Australian soap operas, but that's in the English dictionary as well. Would have scored you 4. What noise does a sheep make?
It's bar.
Yeah, it would have scored you 7. Deb would have scored you 7 as well. You'd have got 30, we've seen that. Ad would have got you 15. Egg would have got you 18. B would have got you 20. There's all sorts of other ones, but let's take a look at the top 3, the ones that most of our 100 people said. In third place, it was bag for 64. Let's go backwards. Cab with 72 was the second highest scorer. And right at the top, bad answer, would have scored you 80.
Oh, bad.
It's a brilliant round, this one, for Scrabble players, because there's all sorts of 3-letter words they know because they're in the dictionary and you can use them.
Clever.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the pair heading home with a high score of 172. I'm afraid to say it's Terry and Hayley. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, yes.
Your fault.
Guy. We've all learned how not to spell Guy, so that's good. Thank you. An invaluable lesson to Guy users up and down the country. Anyway, we will see you again next time and look forward to that very much indeed. Terry and Hayley, thanks so much for playing. Lovely contestants. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So 3 pairs remain. Very sadly, we'll have to say goodbye to another pair at the end of this round. I wonder who that's going to be. Matt and Wayne, welcome to round 2.
Thank you.
How'd you like it?
Yes.
Do you like what we've done with it?
It's very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Lovely, solid performance from Leslie and Julia in that round. Yes, Andrea and Linda, very much the pair to beat, but best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is artists. Artists. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And the question concerns famous works of art. Famous works of art. Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you the names of 6 famous works of art, and we're going to give you the initials of the artists who created them. We just need you to give us the names of those artists, please. There's going to be 12 in all to guess at home. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. So we are looking for the name of the artist who created these famous works of art. And here's our first board of 6. We have The Great Wave at Kanagawa, H. The Scream, EM. The Night Watch, R. The Starry Night, VVG. The Kiss, GK. And The Persistence of Memory, SD. I'll read those all one last time. The Great Wave at Kanagawa, H. The Scream, EM. The Night Watch, R. The Starry Night, VVG. The Kiss, GK. And The Persistence of Memory, SD. Now, Matt, how are you on art and artists?
This is probably the worst round you could have gave me. I have no idea, and that's terrible.
OK, well, you've got some clues there. I mean, so at least when you make something up, you can make something up that starts with the right letter, which is nice.
Yeah. I will say The Night Watch and say Renaissance. I don't know.
Renaissance. Renaissance.
Yes.
OK, let's see if Renaissance did paint The Night Watch, and if he did, let's see how many people said it. Ooh, bad luck, Matt. Tough if you don't know that area, but I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. But you know, a game effort, 100 points it scores you.
Yeah, not Renaissance, I'm afraid.
No.
Not quite sure where to begin with why that's not a correct answer, but it's not.
Leslie.
I don't know whether to go for a definite one or a not so sure one. I think I'll go with The Scream, Edvard Munch.
Edvard Munch, or Edvard Munch, says Leslie. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Edvard Munch. Oh, it's a good answer. Very well done indeed. Leslie, 32. Well done.
Yeah, terrific answer. There's 4 versions of it in existence. 3 of them are in Norwegian museums. One was bought by an American financier for 74 million.
Wasn't one stolen and then returned quite recently?
That's right, yeah. In Norway.
Yeah.
By me.
Oh, yes, of course, I forgot. Of course, by you. They haven't caught up with you yet, though, have they?
Well, because I always bring them back. I do it to test their security and to show my ingenuity.
Oh, so you're like a sort of white cap thief?
Well, I kind of am, but I do it to mock them from my volcano hideaway, surrounded by great works of art. And then I break back in and put them back on. And the security card comes back in the morning and goes... like that. Yeah, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Yeah, I will do.
Good job nobody knows it's you.
Oh, hold on.
Now, Linda. Linda, this is this is all for you.
Yeah.
There are 5 of them up there for you to have a go at. If you want, you can fill them all in.
That would be great, wouldn't it? It's not going to happen. I feel like I should know the Kiss, but I can't remember. So there's 2 that I feel like I know, and I'm going to go The Night Watch, Renoir.
You're going to say Renoir for the Night Watch. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Renoir. Ooh, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which scores you the maximum of 100 points. Sorry, Linda.
Oh, sorry, Linda. Oh, a good round Leslie's had.
Yeah, I know.
It's very impressive.
Great round, yeah.
Yeah, well, the Night Watch has caused us all sorts of trouble. It's not Renaissance, it's not Renoir, it is...
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt, yes. Would have scored you 24 points. Now, The Starry Night, Vincent van Gogh, yeah, of course. That would have scored 55. The Kiss.
Was it Gustav Klimt?
It was Gustav Klimt,
nearly
Leslie,
took
yeah.
a shot, I
Very well
wasn't
done. Well, it would have scored you fewer points, would have scored you 19. And The Persistence of Memory.
Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali. Would have scored you 13. The best answer on the board, The Great Wave at Kanagawa.
I almost know this one.
It's Hokusai.
Hokusai. I say Hokusai. It's like Hakkasan or something like that, yeah.
Hokusai. So would have scored you 2 points as well, so very well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. Only 2 scores between the 3 teams. Leslie and Julia looking very strong after Leslie's good answer. 32 for you. And then up tied on 100, Matt and Wayne and Linda and Andrea. So Andrea and Wayne, it's between you. Andrea, you will get the first dibs on the next board. So yes, use it wisely. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 6 more works of art up on the board, and here they are. We have The Singing Butler, JV, Guernica, PP, Girl with a Pearl Earring, JV, Creation of Adam, M, Water Lilies, CM, and American Gothic, GW. I'll read those all one last time. The Singing Butler, JV, Guernica, PP, Girl with a Pearl Earring, JV, Creation of Adam, M, Water Lilies, CM, and American Gothic, GW. Now, remember, we're looking for the name of the artist who created these famous works of art. And Andrea, obviously, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. OK, now, there you are. You're on 100 points. Joint high scorers. So it's quite key what you score at this point.
It's thrown me slightly that there's 2 JVs. So I'm going to go for one, which I think I'm certain on, which is Water Lilies, Claude Monet.
Claude Monet, says Andrea, for the Water Lilies. No red line is your joint high scorers, but let's see how many people said Claude Monet. Absolutely right. 61. 161 your total there.
Yes, in 1999, when they had the Monet exhibition in London, it stayed open for 34 hours straight at the end because just so many people wanted to go see it.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, all day, all night, all day.
Now then, Julia.
Well, this is where I'm going to let Leslie down because I can't remember the first names.
Let me tell you some good news. This will gladden your heart. You are through to the head-to-head, whatever you score. So a little bit of pressure off there.
Well, I've forgotten his first name, but I think it's the Singing Butler is, I believe, John Vetrier.
John Vetrier, says Julia. John Vetrier. Not sure of his first name.
I'm not sure of his last either.
Not sure of either of his names. John Vetrier.
I tried.
OK, well, there's no red line for you for the lovely reason that you're already through, but let's see how many of our 100 people said John Vetrier. No, bad luck, Julia. An incorrect answer, as it happens, scores you the maximum of 100 points, takes your total up to 132, but you're through. Couldn't matter less.
Yes, unlucky, Julia, but yeah, obviously Leslie's fine work in the previous round, but you've got some making up to do in the head-to-head.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now, Wayne, the high scorers are Andrea and Linda on 161. You're on 100. You need to score 60 or less. Can you do it?
Oh, almost certainly not, but I'll give it a go.
Do you want to talk us through the board and just see?
I would love to, dearly. I think I know 2. I think the creation of Adam might be Michelangelo, and Guernica, possibly Pablo Picasso. I'm just toying which one to go with. Which one's the most famous? We'll go with Guernica, Pablo Picasso.
Pablo Picasso, says Wayne. There's your red line. If you get below that, you're in the head-to-head. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Pablo Picasso for Guernica. It's right. And you're through. Very well done indeed. Very well done. 44, it scores you 144, your total. Good work, Wayne.
Well played, Wayne. Yeah, just expresses Picasso's disgust at the destroying of the Basque town of Guernica. Very well done. Matt, you got very lucky there.
I did indeed.
Yeah, that's great. Let's fill in these now. The singing butler, not Jean Vetrier, you're not a million miles away. Jack Vetriano.
Oh, yes.
Yep, the Scottish artist. Would have scored you 10 points. The other JV up there, girl with a pearl earring?
Is Vermeer, Jan Vermeer.
Yeah, Johannes Vermeer also would have taken Jan Vermeer. Would have scored you 18. The creation of Adam, it was Michelangelo. Well done. Would have scored fewer points, actually. Would have been a better answer, but you're through anyway. Would have scored 22. And American Gothic?
I don't know.
It's Grant Wood. Grant Wood, very well done if you said that at home. It's the best answer on the board. Would have scored 2 points.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, the pair heading home with a high score of 161, Andrea and Linda, I'm afraid it's you. Head-to-head last time.
I know.
I thought you were going to go all the way. I really did.
Oh, wow.
But I'm afraid, yes, artists did for you. Oh, yeah, Renoir. Yeah. How close were you to saying Rembrandt?
Not very at all, if I'm to be honest.
OK, well, that makes it a bit easier, I suppose. But we've loved having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Andrea and Linda, lovely contestants. But for the remaining 2 pairs, it's now time for our head-to-head. Congratulations, Leslie and Julia. Matt and Wayne, you're 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands, in case you'd forgotten, at £9,000. Now, we have to decide who's going to play for that money, and to do that, you are now going to go head-to-head. The big difference being, of course, that you're now allowed to confer. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Very, very best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns Jackanory readers. Jackanory readers. Richard.
We're going to show you 5 pictures now of famous people who've read stories on the BBC series Jackanory. Can you identify the most obscure of these 5?
Thanks very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 pictures, and here they are. A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 Jackanory readers. Now, Leslie and Julia, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
Yes. Yeah. We're going for E, Alan Bennett.
Alan Bennett. Say Leslie and Julia for E, Alan Bennett. Now, Matt and Wayne. Do you want to have a shot at the others?
I know 2.
Yeah, I think I know D, but I'm not 100% certain.
We'll go for it.
Should we go for it?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I think D is Peter Purvis.
Peter Purvis. OK.
What is it?
We shall discover. Alan Bennett versus Peter Purvis. Oh, that's a scrap I'd like to see.
You could do pay-per-view on that, couldn't you?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now then, Leslie and Julia said Alan Bennett for E. Alan Bennett, let's find out if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Alan Bennett. It's right. 30. 30 for Alan Bennett. Now then, Matt and Wayne, you have said that D is Peter Purvis. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Peter Purvis. Oh, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means, Leslie and Julia, after 1 question, you are up 1-0. Very well done.
Yes, Alan Bennett appeared on Jackanory 19 times. He also did the very, very last Jackanory. Read the House at Pooh Corner. Yeah. Now, D, I think, Leslie and Julia, I think you might know who that is. It's not Peter Purvis. It's Martin Jarvis. Absolutely. Better answer as well. Would have scored you 13 points. A very, very good answer. A is someone this gentleman did over 70 episodes of Jackanory. It's Kenneth Williams, but would have scored you 71. So it's a big score. B, Geraldine McEwen. B. She would have scored you 5 points. She's the best answer up there. And C, of course, is Judi Dench. What do you think Judi Dench scored?
It's going to be in the 80s.
It's not in the 80s. It's in the 90s, yeah. It's 92 points.
Lovely.
Quite right,
Brilliant.
too.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, here comes your second question. Matt and Wayne, you get to answer this first, but you have to win it to stay in the game, so best of luck. It concerns Birmingham. Birmingham. Richard?
Simply 5 clues now to facts about the city of Birmingham and things associated with it. Can you give us a nice, obscure answer?
Thanks very much indeed. So let's reveal our 5 clues to facts about Birmingham, and here they come. The city's busiest railway station based on entries and exits. The Test cricket ground where Brian Lara scored 501 not out. The comedian born in the city who co-starred with Robert Powell in The Detectives. The Birmingham Group, who were the first to be heard on Radio 1. And the Lord Mayor of the city who later became Prime Minister of the UK. I'll read those one last time. The city's busiest railway station based on entries and exits. The Test cricket ground where Brian Lara scored 501 not out. The comedian born in the city who co-starred with Robert Powell in The Detectives. The Birmingham Group, who were the first to be heard on Radio 1. And the Lord Mayor of the city who later became Prime Minister of the UK. There we are, 5 clues to facts about Birmingham. Matt and Wayne, it looks like you've decided on an answer.
We have. I think we know 2. I could probably guess at 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go for.
We're going to go for the comedian who starred with Robert Powell is Jasper Carrott.
Jasper Carrott, say Matt and Wayne. Jasper Carrott. Now, Leslie and Julia, do you fancy talking us through the board and seeing if you can answer several?
I wish we could.
Birmingham New Street.
And the second one is Edgbaston.
Edgbaston.
What are we going to go for?
And I know the Birmingham group sang Flowers in the Rain, but I can't remember the name of the group. We'll go for Birmingham New Street.
Yeah, we'll have to.
OK, Birmingham New Street, say Leslie and Julia. So Matt and Wayne said Jasper Carrott. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Jasper Carrott. It's right. That's a good answer. 42 for Jasper Carrott. Well done. Leslie and Julia have said Birmingham New Street, the busiest railway station in Birmingham. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said New Street. It's right. But it has to beat 42. Oh, which it does.
Oh, it does.
Wow, 34 for Birmingham New Street. Wow, very, very well done, Leslie and Julia. You are straight through to the final after only 2 questions, 2-0. Very well done.
Yes, unlucky gents, and well played, Leslie and Julia. Actually, your other answer, Edgbaston, is also right and also would have seen you through to play for the jackpot because it would have scored 30 points. Now, the first song heard on Radio 1 was Flowers in the Rain, as you rightly say. And the group was The Move.
Oh, yes, of course.
The Move. It would have scored you 9 points. The best answer is the one at the bottom. The Lord Mayor of the city who later became Prime Minister was Neville Chamberlain. Would have scored 6 points, so very well done if you said that at home.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid to say it's Matt and Wayne. Well, Jasper Carrott, I mean, obviously a very well-known comedian, and I suppose in that role particularly well-known, but who'd have thought it was even better known than the name of the main station?
Yeah, we knew that one as well, but...
Yeah. Well, on such things are pointless decisions made, I suppose. And this is where we have to say goodbye. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Matt and Wayne.
Thank you.
But for Leslie and Julia, it's time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Leslie and Julia. You've seen off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £9,000. Now, as always, you kick this round off by choosing a category, and you have 4 options to choose from, and they are Hollywood Eds, the Royal Family, best-selling albums, British Formula One.
What do you think, Leslie? What's your best? I'm an addict, but it depends.
What Formula One?
I love F1.
Yeah, F1, British Formula One, please.
Formula
I
One.
don't disgrace myself.
Way to go. That's impressive. Good stuff, Julia. Very best of luck. Richard, it's Formula One.
Yes, not often I'm taken by surprise by... But, Julia, you've managed it. Yeah.
I'm worried.
OK, we're going to give you 3 different questions here. Can you give us the answers to any of these, please? In the 2008-2009 Formula One seasons won by Button or Hamilton, we're looking for anyone who's on the podium in any Grand Prix race, please. We are looking for any circuit where Jackie Stewart won a Grand Prix. Or we are looking for any winner of the British Grand Prix when it was held at Aintree or Brands Hatch. So anyone who was on the podium in 2008 or 2009. We're looking for any Jackie Stewart Grand Prix victory, any track where he had a victory, or any winner of an Aintree or Brands Hatch British Grand Prix. Very, very best of luck.
Now, as always, you have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. And to win that jackpot, all you need to do is find just one pointless answer. Now, also remember, the answers you provide can come from any of these categories, and it's up to you how you spread them across the categories. They can all come from one, or you have 1 from each, or 2 from one from another. Entirely up to you. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Kimi Räikkönen, but maybe...
Kimi Räikkönen, Felipe Massa.
Yeah. Felipe Massa. Kimi Räikkönen.
Michael Schumacher, as back as that.
Yes, I think he was in that time.
Michael Schumacher, 2008, 2009, Vettel.
Not Vettel.
Desperately trying to think.
I can't think of any more.
I've got to get another one.
I can't think of the other ones. I think that's the only one we're
Felipe
going
Massa.
to...
Alonso.
Alonso, yeah.
Fernando
Again,
Alonso.
They're 3 that people know quite well,
Yes, I
aren't
know
they?
they are, and I can't think.
Just trying to think of any other.
Yeah, I know. Michael Schumacher. Fernando Alonso. Felipe Massa, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's go.
10 seconds left.
There. I can't think of another
No,
one.
I can't.
No.
No, it won't come to me. I have to say it.
OK, well, that is your time up. I now need to know which answers you're going to give me.
For Button and Hamilton podium places, all 3. Felipe Massa.
Felipe Massa.
Kimi Räikkönen.
Kimi Räikkönen.
And Alonso?
Fernando Alonso.
And Fernando Alonso.
Yes,
OK.
I'm not sure about that one.
Now, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Felipe Massa.
So Felipe Massa will put last.
Yes.
Which is your least likely to be pointless?
Kimi Räikkönen.
Kimi Räikkönen will put first. OK, let's pop those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We've got Kimi Räikkönen, Fernando Alonso, and Felipe Massa. Well, very, very best of luck. Your first answer was Kimi Räikkönen. This was one you thought was probably least likely to be pointless. But remember, only one of those answers has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £9,000, a really decent jackpot today. Leslie, what would you do with your share of that?
Well, I've got 9 grandsons, so I think the families might get some of it, but I think we enjoy having weekends away, long weekends away, so we might have a couple of those as well.
Lovely. Excellent. Julia, how about you?
Well, I'd use some of mine to go and see my friends in America.
Perfect. Yes. Well, very best of luck. 3 perfectly good answers on the board. Let's hope one of those is pointless. OK, your first answer was Kimi Räikkönen. Now, this has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So for £9,000, let's find out if Kimi Räikkönen was ever on the podium in 2008 or 2009. It's right. OK, this is where we discover how much our 100 people know about the history of Formula One. Down it goes, through the 20s, through the teens, into almost into single figures. 10. 10 for Kimi Räikkönen. Unfortunately, obviously not a pointless answer, Kimi Räikkönen. Only 2 more shots at today's jackpot. Your next answer was Fernando Alonso. Again, it has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So for £9,000, let's see how many people remembered Fernando Alonso being on the podium in 2008 or 2009. Well, it's right. Your first answer, Kimi Räikkönen, took us all the way down to 10. Your second answer, Fernando Alonso, taking us down to 20. 20 for Alonso. Which means it is all now riding on your last answer, which is Felipe Massa. You thought this was your best shot at a pointless answer. Let's hope you put it in the right place. OK, this has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot for £9,000. How many people said Felipe Massa being on the podium for 2008 or 2009? It's right. So your first answer, Kimi Räikkönen, took us down to 10. Your second answer, Fernando Alonso, took us down to 20. Your third and final answer, 6! Oh, bad luck. Bad luck. Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which means I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £9,000, which rolls over onto the next show. But we've loved having you on the show. And you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each. So very, very well done.
Sorry, Leslie and Julia, clearly you know your stuff on Formula 1, but 60 seconds is not a long time, is it, to think of the right answers? So sorry. Let's take a look at some of the pointless answers. You'll recognise the names up here as well, because you know your F1. Giancarlo Fisichella had one podium. Heikki Kovalainen, another of the Finns, he had a win. Yeah, Timo Glock, of course, had such an important role at the end of Hamilton's season. And Nelson Piquet Jr. Also, you could have had Jarno Trulli or Nicholas Heidfeld as well. They would have been pointless answers. Jackie Stewart Grand Prix victories. Let's take a look at some of the courses. Jarama in Spain, the Kyalami Circuit in South Africa, Montjuic Park in Barcelona and Mossport Park. Also could have had Zandvoort in Holland and the Paul Ricard Circuit in France would have been pointless answers. And winners of the British Grand Prix at Aintree or Brands Hatch, Carlos Reutemann, Emerson Fittipaldi and Jody Scheckter, all of those in the 70s, all of those at Brands Hatch, and Wolfgang von Trips, who won at Aintree in the 60s. Very, very well done to anyone who got those at home, and I know there's an awful lot of F1 fans who will have loved that. And I've seen some unlucky pairs in my time, but that's really, really unlucky. You've been terrific throughout, and I hope you've at least enjoyed yourself.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
we
you.
have.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Richard. Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Leslie and Julia, but we've really loved having you on the show. Thank you for playing so well. Brilliant contestants, Leslie and Julia. Well, Leslie and Julia, very sadly, they didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £10,000. Join us next time, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.